dating can be a phenomenal period of the adult life. Okay, so sometimes you like this girl, and it's possible that you're wondering, does she really like me? Will she really want to go out with me? I actually have somebody ask me on this channel about what do I do if a girl I really want, I ask her out and she tells me a flat no, that she's not going to go out with me, like on an actual date. And then I say, okay, and I move on. And then I get another friend who was interested in going out with me, and I hang out with her. Then this other girl, the first girl, comes raging at me about, oh, I should have known you were not serious, or you took another girl out, why not? All of those. So it can be a bit confusing, right? And if you're, of course, in the first scenario, you should know that sometimes if you like this girl and you guys have a thing and you've been dilly-dallying maybe about taking her out or not, and then you actually gather the courage to ask her and then she says a flat no, sometimes she might just want you to ask again, or just ask again, and then, or maybe find a closure, like, why didn't you want to go out with me? So if she gives you the reasons, then you know that, okay, so you guys are sorted. So I know that human beings can be complex sometimes, right? I know you might be thinking, why do I need to go through all that? If she wants it, she should let me know. I know. But then to avoid this happening, try and get, why don't you want to go out with me? Okay, so I should move on. Just be factual about what it is that you want and how you feel. I think it boils down to not allowing your emotions to be toiled. Always get to where you stand at every given time. Okay, so if you're in this mix, you're wondering, dating time, how am I going to handle all of this? These are some of the tips that women wish you knew first when you're planning your first date, or maybe any other dating at all, when it comes to dating generally. And of course, if you haven't gotten my book, Hello Lady, the Modern Gentleman's Relationship and Dating Playbook, you should get it right now in the description. Download your copy and read. It has so much more in-depth knowledge around this. And of course, as a modern gentleman, remember, one of the things you must pay attention to is to be empathetic. That is the act of giving the other person, in this case your girl, the benefit of doubt. Put yourself in her own shoes and give her the benefit of doubt. Sometimes it is not always what we think, most times. So these tips will come handy. So first, you're planning a date, you want her to hang out with you. Make sure you plan. Don't just bring it up in a conversation and then ask her opinion about where we should go. While that is good, but make sure that you can think already about a place you would like. Maybe have a prior conversation, go there, make the plans, make sure that your budget can fit in, make sure that it's something she would like, put in some effort to be sure that it's a place that she would like, rather than wandering and going around and asking or meeting in places where she will not be comfortable, or you will not be comfortable but you think she will be comfortable in. If you know what, all those things come about by not planning and talking over things ahead of time. So make sure that you have a solid plan before the date, so you guys know time, place, are you picking up each other, and all of those. Very important. The thing is, when she finds out that you actually put in an effort to find out a place she would like, either because she has mentioned what she loves, if it's somewhere sporty because she loves sports, if it's somewhere that has a particular kind of local dish because she mentioned is her favorite, it will make it a lot more sexier, and make her relax when she's with you, than just thinking of something last minute and then getting there and either of you don't like it and you move to another place. It becomes so exhausting and it feels like lazy for a girl who you are interested in, and you don't want that to happen. You want her to know that you're proactive and planful. The second thing you need to pay attention to when you're planning a date is to make sure that you're not going overboard with anything. Make sure you stay within your comfort zone. So some guys will actually ask a girl out on a date to come to their home, that they're going to cook for them, that they're very good with this, they're going to prepare a special lunch or dinner or breakfast, and then the girl shows up and you didn't cook nothing. All you cooked was maybe noodles or tea and bread, something really, really, really not special in the way you made it seem. It will make the girl feel like it's a waste of time. Maybe you had another agenda beyond just the meal. Okay, so don't go overboard, don't overpromise, don't do something that you can't, right? So, and don't also choose like, oh, let's go to this place where you don't have the budget. You know what I mean? Stay in your comfort zone. Stay in your comfort zone, and it will really go a long way, trust me. Don't overdo anything. Make sure that it's going to be friendly. You don't want to start masking anything in a date. especially when you're really interested in this girl. You don't want to be masking anything or being who you are not. Being you is absolutely the banger. That's the attraction, okay? So that you don't swing and change personalities at will and make her confused about who exactly she's getting to know, right? So let me even give a personal opinion. I was talking with this guy from church, and then we get talking on phone and all that. He didn't know where I lived. I never got to know where he lived, but we planned on the first date where we didn't plan. He just asked me a few questions over the talking with you period, okay? And then found out that I have so much love for swimming. You know, I love to see movies as well, and one of my favorite sports ever is swimming. Do you know what this guy did? This guy told me he marked the particular day. I remember that day so much because it was actually a work day. So he took the day off, half day of work, and asked me that he will come pick me at a certain time. And then I was shocked. I was asking, okay, so where are we going and all that? He's like, just come with your swimming stuff and all that. Maybe I think it's, I said, so yeah. So I was wondering at first, like, swimming, like, how am I going to swim with you on the first date, you know, bearing all them body and flesh when I haven't really, you know, really know you. But then it was exciting for me because if you know me, I'm very, very, very adventurous. And I said, okay, cool. Thinking it was just swimming, right? And because I know we have mentioned it, I have told him that's what I loved. So we go off to swim. And after a good swim and all that, we dressed up and he's like, okay, we're going to get... So he got an Uber to take us, guess where? Guess where? We went to a restaurant and it was Chinese dishes all the way, and we had such a good dinner. After the dinner, I thought that was all. With all my, oh my God, thank you. I didn't have to pay a dime. He was picking all the bills. I mean, the girl likes that too, okay? And then he said, oh no, our movie is almost our movie time. And I'm like, a movie? And incidentally, the restaurant that he chose was in the same mall with a cinema. And that was how we went to see this movie. I can't even remember. I was too carried away with love. I can't remember. But I think he also chose a movie that was... Yes, it was a movie I really loved. I know it was a Nigerian movie, one of the movies in the cinema at the time, because I think I've also mentioned during our talking to period about the fact that I love to watch local movies and all that. And it was such a movie and I was so blown away. It was a 3-in-1 date, guys. And so, yeah, it was his comfort zone. He did something he loved and he knew I wanted. And he also did something that was within his budget, I believe. Yeah, so put some effort into it, like I said in the first point, and also be in your comfort zone. Plan it. He took a lot of time to plan, and that was very good. And of course, a girl wouldn't say no. Did I get married to him though? That's a story for another day. Okay. The next point I want you to pay attention to is on that date, please be relaxed and respectful. Nothing is as bad as the girl finally wanting to come meet you, or you finally looking forward to meeting her and getting disappointed because she picked an offense about something you did or the way you touched her or something. So you want to keep a respectful distance, a respectful aura, you know, a great ambience around her, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what matters in the sense of getting another date. And of course, while doing that, you should also make sure that you respect yourself enough to know whether the vibe you're getting is like she's really into you or not, because either way is fine. Okay, it's just a date. It might go either way. So make sure that you're relaxed and make sure you're respectful of yourself, and you're respectful of her. There's something that always happens when a guy said, oh, how come a girl like you is still single? That's not an icebreaker question. Please don't ask it. Don't say things like, oh my God, I've always been seeing you. I thought you had a boyfriend. It just makes her feel like stay away from this guy kind of thing. That is not a good question to ask. Don't make it look like being single is something dramatically wrong. Nothing is wrong with that. We are all born single, guys, right? So don't ask her those questions. Don't ask questions that are not going to be respectful in that sense. Don't ask questions that make it look like you're assuming a lot already. And one way to make sure that doesn't happen is always ask for permission. Okay, so can I do this? Should we do this? Should I get this for you? Should I kiss you? Can I kiss you? You can go both ways, but what I'm trying to say is that in all, when you're trying to be yourself and be respectful, you're going to get the vibe whether she's into you or not, and things will just go naturally, right? Make sure you ask, don't assume anything, because you're just getting to know each other, and that is just a safe way to be cool and not be ruffled at all. Yeah, and like I said, you will know from all that you're being and doing, whether she's somebody you want to see again or not, or whether she even wants to see you again or not. Either way it swings, remember I said before, it's fine. All right, but don't blow the opportunities. Don't. Okay, next thing that's very important for you planning on a date, first or second or third or forever. Make sure that after the date itself, you don't just go blank. Make sure you follow up. Make sure she got home right. Tell her how you feel in a positive. Follow up. Don't just ghost her after a date. And that doesn't even mean that you want to take it further. Okay? Whether you want to see her again or not doesn't matter. Just follow up to know how she is, how she feels, and thank her for an opportunity. You know, modern gentlemen know this better. Okay, so that's about being kind, about being empathetic, about, you know, just cutting friendship. Even if the date is not going to work further, but maintain friendship. Okay, be the guy that she remembers and smiles and wants to just keep and be happy in his presence. And like I said, nothing is wrong with if she also gives the vibe that she doesn't want to move forward. It's fine. You at least you have a new friend connection, and then, you know, after that you keep it moving, but don't create any kind of resentment or complain about being friend zone and all of those things. No, don't do it. Okay, and there's so many other things I have outlined in Hello Lady, and I want you to go download it. It's easy peasy. Go download it right now and get all the juices for you planning the first date and being an absolute guy that she wants to be with. Okay, so don't miss it. Go right now and do that, and I'll see you in my next video.